This lesson is about keeping the translation historical when retelling the story. Translation is retelling, as exactly as possible, the meaning of the original source text in a way that is natural in the target language. Ellis Stabler, the author of A Translation for Translators, 2008, writes, "The scriptures were originally written in the language of the common people. They were written with the expectation that the recipients could and would understand the meaning clearly." The goals of translation are to translate the source language text so that the message is clear to those that speak the target language. The target language accurately conveys the same meaning it had in the source language, and the target language reads naturally. Be sure to view the translation guideline lessons on clear, accurate, and natural for more information. This is an illustration of the translation process. The translator examines the new translation and compares it with the original meaning of the message. The Bible is an historical document. The books of the Bible were written down at specific times in history for people of a certain culture. It would be wrong to rewrite the Bible as if it were written in a different time and for a different people. Remember to keep true to the historical text. The original message, historical events, and cultural background information should all be the same as it was written in the source text. For example, the translation must not have the message rewritten so that events happened at a different place or time. Communicate clearly by expressing the message in such a way that the target language culture will be able to understand the meaning that the original author intended to communicate. Events recorded in the Old Testament are common in the New Testament. Such references should be translated in a way that is as meaningful as possible without expanding in a way that would twist or hide the main point of the original message. Let us compare 1 Corinthians verse 10, chapter 1, from the ULB and UDB. First reading from the ULB. I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that our fathers were all under the cloud and all passed through the sea. Now reading from the UDB. I want you to remember, brothers and sisters, that our Jewish ancestors were following God, who led them as a cloud during the day as they passed through the Red Sea on dry land, long ago in the time of the Exodus. Notice that the UDB makes several points explicit. The fathers were all under the cloud, tells of the time that God led the Jewish ancestors as a cloud. The statement that our fathers passed through the sea is also about the passing through the Red Sea in the time of the Exodus. The translator decided to explicitly describe the historical events. This translation is more meaningful for those who have little knowledge of Old Testament history. Include or refer to the needed implicit information intended by the original writer that will be necessary for your community to understand what is written. Maintain the historical accuracy of the message. Avoid referring to items and events that were not present in the Bible times. Do not make your translation sound like it is a modern-day event. Remember, communicate historical events and facts accurately. Provide additional information as needed to accurately communicate the intended message to people who do not share the same context and culture as the recipients of the original content. This ends this lesson on historical translations. Be sure to view other lessons on translation guidelines.